Well, to go from things we're very excited about to things, as of right now, I couldn't give two squirts of piss about. Because, God, I hate this franchise right now. But it's worth noting because I'm sure somebody will care about it. Fantastic Beasts 3 now has a title, and it sounds like it's straight from J.K. Rowling's Twitter. Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore, releasing April 15th, 2022. Apparently this thing is done filming. What's another one of those I didn't realize they were filming. But also, God, that's a terrible title. Like, that just sounds like Tumblr fan fiction, doesn't it? But also, what J.K. Rowling has done to Dumbledore ever since the series has finished sounds like bad Tumblr fan fiction. I would be excited for this as a really big Harry Potter fan if I had not already seen the two previous Fantastic Beasts movie. I've come to terms at least with the first Fantastic Beasts and where to find them. That's fine. I can at least watch it, but even then, I think that's lower tier Wizarding World. But oh my good God, Crimes of Grindelwald is in the discussion for the worst movie of, what was it, 2019 or 2018 that it came out? That was easily one of the worst movies I've seen that year, and one of the worst movies I've seen in theaters. I absolutely hated that movie, and it really just killed all excitement for me going forward for this franchise. And the fact that you've just so thoroughly just tarnished the Wizarding World so quickly. It's only been two movies, and you've completely just alienated so much of your audience, whether it was through the Johnny Depp thing, which we're not going to get into it here, but that in and of itself, no matter what side you're on, of whether you think they should have gotten rid of Johnny Depp or whether they should have kept him, like, that obviously is going to have a lot of baggage with this movie. Johnny Depp being replaced by Mads Mikkelsen, which, if you're going to replace him, I think that's good casting, but the reputation of the previous movie, the reputation of J.K. Rowling, which even since Crimes of Grindelwald has come out, has really been tarnished even further. I don't see this movie doing well. And again, it comes down to this whole, we've got 5 Wizarding World movies that we're planning. I'm going, never put the cart in front of the horse, Dark Universe. Should remind you of that. So this, I've never understood them going, all right, we're going to make 5 movies off of material that has not been written yet. Like, making 7 or 8 Harry Potter movies, that made sense, because there were 7 books that, even before she wrote all of them, J.K. Rowling had a plan mapped out from point A to point B. I genuinely don't know where the roadmap is for these movies. Like, at least with Harry Potter, you knew, okay, by the end of it, Harry, being the grown adult, has to face Voldemort. That's the end game. I would think the end game here would be the legendary fight between Dumbledore and Grindelwald that they talked about all the time in the movies, in the early movies that basically made Dumbledore famous. Then why is Newt Scamander there at all? Why have we focused so much on him? This, at least for me, maybe I'm overreacting here, but the title calling it Secrets of Dumbledore just seems like even more of a hard pivot away from Newt Scamander to, okay, you guys really are not responding to this Fantastic Beasts stuff. We need to go back to what you liked, which is kind of what they did with Crimes of Grindelwald. We're setting some of this in Hogwarts. You're going to have certain characters. Whether they make sense or not, why is McGonagall here before she's even born? But continuity be damned. I don't care. I won't watch this movie. Like, they could have the greatest trailer in the world. I'm not seeing it. The last one was just that bad, and there's so many other reasons. I'm just like, why? Why do this? Unless you told me there's a completely new creative team, then I might be interested. But the fact that J.K. Rowling is still writing these, the stories have not gotten any better. In fact, they've gotten worse. There seems to be no roadmap, and that's not to say anything of the other controversies with this. Am I blowing this out of proportion, Josh, or you just don't care?
I think I am going to try to be a little bit more positive with this, because I think I personally enjoyed Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them a lot more than you did. To me, I think it opened the door to a lot more magical adventures that weren't Harry Potter related, still in that world. And just the idea that, there's all these different creatures, and I personally, in that first one, really enjoyed Newt. I thought he was cool. I loved that he felt like if Crocodile Hunter was a wizard. Like I am totally here for that. Absolutely. And then, but instead, like you said, they kind of pivot and be like, oh, well, we really should connect this to the Harry Potter world, blah, 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 blah. Instead of going to what easily could be a completely new set of adventures and going to an American wizarding school, which would be like wild. Oh my goodness. Okay, cool.
And even from WB's perspective, guys, merchandise, guys.
Yeah, like, I'm just thinking, like, as kind of tacky as it could be, like having a wizarding battle on the bones of a Statue of Liberty that's being built. Like that would be so cool. How cool! Like how do you miss that opportunity?
Or when you say American Wizarding World fight, I don't know why, but my immediate thought was riding on broomsticks, having a wizard duel on broomsticks through the Grand Canyon.
Dude, or just like being taken like when you learn how to fight, like, duel with spells, you're doing it on a plateau in Arizona. Like that's just like the visual would be so cool. But no, we're gonna go deal with Dumbledore, have his battle, whatever, fine. Okay, I'm with you on that. I haven't even seen the second one. I cared that little to watch the second one. Not because I didn't like the first one, but because I could tell they were going in a different direction entirely than what the first one kind of sets up. And I'm not here for it. Sorry.
Also, let's also kind of address the elephant in the room. The Secrets of Dumbledore, one, could either be referring to his sexuality, which was never made canon in the movies, but J.K. Rowling has more or less made canon subsequently, which I can't help but shake this feeling that Warner Brothers won't go that route and get cold feet about it, because to have that anywhere in a movie would alienate a certain part of your audience, but more specifically, it would alienate China, because China is very particular about the movies that are allowed to play, and you want to cater your movies to China because you make more money that way. I know Shang-Chi was having some issues with being played in China, so they had to like work around some things.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, I'm going to spoil some stuff, Josh, for you.
Oh no. Oh.
In the second one, one of the reasons I just almost rage quit and walked out of the theater is we find out, remember Ezra Miller's character from the first one?
Yeah.
His name is secretly a Dumbledore. He's secretly Dumbledore's completely not mentioned once secret brother. We're going, what?
What? How? How is that even Wasn't he born to the lady? Like that was like he's not an orphan. So okay.
Welcome to my world.
Right,
I'm just going, that doesn't make sense. That's a twist for the sake of a twist. So it could either be that, it could be the relationship with Grindelwald, which I'm just going, I wouldn't mind that entirely, but I don't think Warner Brothers has the guts to go all in on such a potentially controversial story angle, because there's a lot of parents that don't know the extended lore and just know the movies of Dumbledore, and then all of a sudden to have this, what would be perceived as a massive retcon, I think might cause quite a bit of controversy, whether you think it would or not. I don't know if Warner Brothers would be willing to go all in with that. There's a lot of landmines with this movie that I just don't see at least one of them blowing up in people's faces here.
Yeah, and like JK has not done herself any favors. She's one of the other people. I have like a list of people that should just stop posting on Twitter or anywhere.
Wizards don't use bathrooms; they just poop and use magic spells to get rid of the poop. I'm going, there's bathrooms in Hogwarts, though.
What are you talking about, bro? Like,
we literally take the sewer system to get to the Chamber of Secrets.
Like, what? No. And then I mean, I don't want to go into detail, but a lot of her incredibly homophobic stuff and transphobic stuff, and it's like, guys, you can't just I don't know, man. There's so much that JK is doing, absolutely, you got to give it to her for the 9 movies Harry Potter movies that are made. Fantastic, beautiful, great, well done. I'm always going to have an issue with Snape. but whatever. There's the running gag on the internet that if you want to beat a wizard, just be in better shape than him because nobody lifts in that world at all. But but I think I get more and more upset just because Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the first one, was like genuinely like a magical experience for me of like, oh, there's other creatures and like, oh, that's so wild. Let's have this discussion about like it's one of the discussions that the Witcher books have of like, okay, so at what point do the creatures become the endangered animals and the humans become the monsters? Like, how is that like? And I feel like that was a direction we could be exploring with that first one. And no, all right, cool, whatever. So
Because that one under-delivered at the box office. It needed to shift directions so drastically.
do you know why you know why, in my opinion, it didn't do so well? Because the Ezra Miller thing threw everything off. It was so weird. It's such an odd thing in that movie. Like yeah, whatever. Anyway,
Stupid
let's
bowl
talk
cut.
about something else that's gonna make me mad.